Alright, everybody, it's time to talk about TNA Impact Wrestling for September 15th, 2016. It ended pretty abruptly, but let's talk about the beginning of it. Mullins, you want to fill us in? You and Miguel fill us in with the beginning?
The beginning?
Yeah, just like the first
Go ahead,
30-ish minutes before we get to the
Go ahead, Miguel.
Aaron Rex and stuff like that.
Chris, because you should know it better. Chris, you can go ahead because I forgot to watch the beginning segment.
Okay, so at the beginning, with the Hardys, what happened at the beginning is it started off very similarly to the aftermath of the final deletion, much like as we know this was for the Deleter Decay aftermath. It started similarly to the final deletion aftermath, like they showed the right above where the Hardys are at and whatnot, and they basically showed Matt looking for Vanguard 1. Vanguard 1 was out in the woods, and Matt started freaking out because Vanguard 1 wasn't working. And then it started doing all kinds of crazy stuff, like showing memories of stuff. And then all of a sudden, Vanguard 1 turned on and got up and went to go look for Senor Benjamin. I literally can't write that. Hello?
I know. I'm just taking it all in because it's so surreal. Like, we live in a time of wrestling where this is becoming the norm.
It's like I'm trying to like describe this, and I feel like I'm sounding like I'm stupid, or I'm like
it's exactly
or like I'm
what
on
happened.
drugs.
I think and then of course all throughout the show we had, Broken Matt Hardy would find Vanguard 1 in like a tree kinda, and then Vanguard 1 would go and find Senor Benjamin, who has like Decay written on his forehead, I believe, right?
Yeah, and he was tied up in that little barn that I believe that might have been the same barn that they attacked Bram in.
No. Yeah, wait to. Yeah, I think it was the same one that they you're welcome. It was the same one that they did that. But anyways, as I was getting interrupted. Anyways, I like the direction where they're going with this. I definitely think there should be a second one, in my opinion.
I like it. I love the fact that they're not like it wasn't a one-off thing. Like I love the fact that like this feud hasn't been just a bunch of one-off things, but it's all led to something bigger. You gotta love that when it comes to a story, and I'm guessing that the final battle will be this. I guess what they announced. Well, we'll get to that later, actually, because that was part of a later segment.
Exactly. So, let's talk about Aaron Rex had his in-ring debut. I am not a fan. I'm a fan of him, but I'm not a fan of him debuting tonight. Because I think he should have debuted at Bound for Glory. But if he beat Trevor Lee, he beat Trevor Lee because, haha, why wouldn't he? So far, the judges have proven to be obsolete. In both matches, there was Eddie Edwards versus Mahableshira, the finger dance guy. Yeah, that guy, he lost. Of course he did. So, I think Aaron Rex debuting tonight in the Global Impact, what are they calling it? The tournament, the actual tournament for the title.
Crap, something crazy. I forget, honestly.
Because there was that tonight, but then we had a knockouts gauntlet over the rope, but also pinfall match where we saw new knockouts debut, which one of them was Chelsea, aka the rapist therapist. Same thing. That was with Daniel Bryan a while back. So there's that. She debuted for some reason. In the end, Gail Kim beat Sienna.
For some reason, they thought this would be a good time to debut her.
In the end, Gail Kim beat Sienna. Alright, whatever. But it's going to lead to Gail Kim versus Maria Kanellis Bennett, which
Well, that's what they announced.
I'm pretty hyped for that, honestly. It does sound better than, some matches. Especially because I think, if Gail Kim wins the Knockouts title, not only is she gonna be a Hall of Famer with the title, I think she breaks the record also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Let's see. All right, you can talk. I'll let you talk about the big announcement when Decay approached the Hardys, Rebby.
Okay, so the Hardys basically the Hardys were out there talking about this is where that they were coming after Decay. Decay had wrongfully messed up Vanguard 1, which Vanguard 1 had recovered. They wrongfully kidnapped Senor Benjamin, and at this point, it's all three of them in the ring right now. It's you got Broken Matt, you got Brother Nero, and you got Rebby. And they're all sitting there. Rebby has a new look to her hair that has almost like a gray swoop through it, similar to Matt's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little different. It made her look like she was way old. But, so it was definitely tripped me out on that. So they're basically sitting there talking, and Matt's like, well, we are going to have to delete you finally, and it is too big for just a regular match. And then you got Decay slowly emerges. You hear their theme song. You're waiting for them. You're like, oh, what's going to happen? They're going to set something up crazy. And what it was Abyss comes through the entranceway, because you couldn't lug him around just anywhere without him being noticed.
Crazy Steve comes to the crowd, right?
You got from the sound stage on the one side, you got Rosemary, and then they're all sitting there talking, and then then Rosemary is just talking as Abyss is right there, and then Crazy Steve comes out from another part of the crowd and starts talking as they're in the crowd. As they're getting closer and closer to the ring, they're talking about how this match is too big, and they call this the Great War match. They announced that for the tag titles at Bound for Glory. It's going to be the Hardy Brothers versus Decay for the tag titles, and what they're describing as the Great War match. You'll be able to. They advertised it as fighting all over the world. That could mean a lot of things.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen a lot of craziness already. I'm really wondering, as we know,
do you think
this is in Universal Studios?
Yes. Say it.
This could be a theme park fight. They could fight throughout a theme park.
What are the chances of them getting permission to do? That's crazy, though. I mean,
what is the thing that would Universal shut down their park because you can't have people at the park as these crazy guys are running around? Like I said, I still believe, because another thing from the beginning, I'm actually going to go back to the beginning. Another thing I completely forgot, and I apologize about this. So, as he takes Brother Nero, Matt does, because he obviously got hurt. He got hit in the stomach with the Janus.
Yes.
Because he saved his brother, and he dips him in that rejuvenation lake they described it as. Which is
basically, if you ever watch, I guess if you ever watch Batman, and you know a lot about Ra's al Ghul and Batman and that story, there's a thing known as the Lazarus Pit, and the Lazarus Pit.
It's basically the Lazarus Pit.
Yeah. So
it basically is that, because the funniest thing is he first dips him in, and all of a sudden, as he emerges, it's Jeff's wearing a suit. It's him when he was in Immortal. He's wearing a suit. He lights up a blunt-looking thing. And yes, it was not a cigarette. It was a blunt.
Wrestling.
He lights up a blunt, and
Speaking
he starts
of that,
talking
welcome, Kelly, to the TNA review.
Welcome, Kelly.
Sorry.
Kelly, of all people.
TNA review? Fuck.
No, you literally came in at the right time, Kelly. You actually came in right when we were talking about how Jeff Hardy popped out of the water and he was smoking a blunt.
This was on television, right? I'm not making.
You literally came in right when we started mentioning that, so you came in right at the right time.
An actual blunt?
Yeah, it was not a cigarette. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen lots of cigarettes, and that was not a cigarette.
Sorry, I was about to. I only came here to confront some Fed drama going on. But oh well, I'll come back after the review's done.
Give it a few minutes. Anyways, Mullins, continue us off.
Okay, so basically, and then he emerges again, and I thought, oh, well, are we gonna get like a view of him in WWE, and then a view of him as Will and all that? No, he just emerged and he was his regular form, which he was wearing completely different clothes. So again, they did another one of those where it just changed your complete clothes and everything, just by being dipped in that thing. So then they got out of that. So, but anyway, they said that they're going to fight all around the park. Or, well, they said they're going to fight all around the world, and this war will not be contained, and Matt made the proclamation that they will officially be deleted at Bound for Glory.
That'll be interesting.
That will definitely be interesting. Definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, Bound for Glory's in the first week of October, right?
Yeah, it's like October. It's the first Sunday in October.
They're really hyping up Bound for Glory. I'm really getting excited for that. Let's see.
Yeah,
what else.
well, the thing is, it's not. They're heading in the right direction, and this is their biggest pay-per-view anyway. This is the perfect time for them to be heading in the right direction.
Moose comes out, and then Lashley comes out, and then Lashley's like, "Hey, let's fight because let's fight." And then Lashley beats up Moose, and then Moose gets the upper hand and beats up Lashley. Mike Bennett comes out, beats up Moose, and then Lashley and Mike Bennett beat up Moose, and then EC3 comes out, and then they fight. Oh, wait, sorry. All right, that's actually how they ended the show, and it just ended abruptly. Let's rewind a little bit to Braxton Sutter faced Rockstar Spud in an empty arena open turnbuckle match. Freaking great, all right? I mean, you can't compare TNA to what they do on Lucha. Similar to you can't compare it to what they do on New Japan, but you can compare it to what they do on WWE in a sense of TNA's doing something WWE is never doing, and they're taking a giant leap of faith so fast. Like WWE did it over time. TNA was like, you know what, screw it. Let's do it right.
They're like, this is the time. If we, because I think they realize if they don't, it could be too late for them by the time they decide to.
Exactly, especially with everything going on in WWE, people could.
That's what the thing is. WWE realizes that WWE's can do whatever right now. WWE's hitting a growth period right now because everyone's starting to buy in with all these guys that everyone
brand
wants to be champions and brand split.
And this is why I love TNA. Aside from the stupid people that they have in there that are not being used at all, because let's be honest, they're not going to go that far, sadly. They're really building people. Mike Bennett, Braxton Sutter, the freaking Decay. I mean, think of the long-term success of Decay after this. We have Sienna, who's by far my favorite knockout right now. I'm going to tell you that. I like her more than Gail Kim. I like her more than Allie. I like her more than a lot of people. Sienna is my favorite knockout right now. Sienna might be probably one of my top 5 women's wrestlers in the world right now. So I'll boldly say that. TNA's doing a lot of good stuff with building people. So I think that's pretty much everything. Let's go give Malin, did you watch TNA?
Most of it, yeah.
All right,
I just didn't see the main event.
Yeah.
It's okay. The main event was pretty much a brawl. What would you give TNA?
Damn. This week I would give it I would actually 6.5 for the sole fact I feel like even though the things between Decay and the Hardys are good, there was just too much of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that
with all the cutscenes and then the actual segment.
Long term. Like I think that's something that maybe they'd have to devote an entire show to, in my opinion, because or at least
I wish
an
the Great
entire
War.
Well, that's at the pay.
I wish the Great War was like that, but I wish that was like its own little thing,
like an own hour-long episode of just that.
Like an Iron Man hour, Iron Man.
Because you have to put in.
Like I told you I would have gave them an hour for last week's stuff.
And I think it's bad though because last week was really overshadowed because of Deleter Decay and last week got overshadowed, but the global impact title.
That's why I said
really got
I wouldn't have done
overshadowed.
half the stuff they did last week, and I would have gave them an hour.
I think, in my opinion, I think TNA should start off with the wrestling slick of things, and the last 30 minutes should be just about the other world side of what they do outside of TNA with Decay and Hardy's, if they do that route of vignettes and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say it was 6.5 in my opinion. Miguel, what would you give it though?
I would rate. Wait, you want me to rate it?
Yes.
I would rate it a 7.5 out of 10.
7.5. Mullins, what would you give it?
8.
8. I'm gonna give it an 8 too. That's what I was thinking. So I think it was pretty solid.
That's what it was good. It wasn't great, but it was really good.
I think Sutter versus Spud was good. It was really good. I think Mahab Bashir and Eddie Edwards was a filler, which was dumb. Aaron Rex shouldn't have debuted against Trevor Lee. I don't think there's any.
Trevor Lee.
I don't think there was any DJZ at all. Was there?
I didn't see any of the like as it pertains. The only X division was really if you count Trevor Lee and then Sutter and Spud.
Yeah. So no X division champ. What the heck? Sutter and Spud, great. Hardy's, loving it as always. Decay, loving it as always. The route that they did to get Gail Kim to win the Knockouts Gauntlet over the rope pinfall thing, I wasn't too happy about, but I'm happy in the end that I'll see Gail Kim versus Maria for the belt at Mount for Glory. That's cool. I didn't like the ending of the show. I'll say that. I think it should have been I don't even know if it should have been a tag team match. It's just a very awkward ending.
I turned it off. Who won between Eddie and Muhammad Ashira?
Who do you think won?
You know what? Last time I thought they were going to give Jesse Goddard the win.
Well,
over Eli Drake.
No, let's be real. Oh, there's another thing. No Eli Drake. So, yeah, I understand that not everybody can work every single day with their taping, but it's still the fact of I like to see them. So there's that. Anyways, pretty solid 8 in my opinion, and we'll see you as we're edging towards Bound for Glory. So.